Since 1974, this wonderful company has been on in Japan, producing this wonderful technology that I'm about to share with you. And since 1974, they've been distributing this wonderful technology and using it to help a lot of people. But before we go in depth, we usually like sharing these information so that we can know what is happening around us in terms of the way that we keep or we store our water. Now, this plastic bottle is very rampant in so many countries in Africa, even in Europe, not only Africa alone, even in Europe. I remember I think about 2019, I was in Malaysia, something like this also there. They have plastic bottle and all that. Even in Dubai, so many of companies produce a plastic bottle. Now, there is a chemical used in producing cheap plastics. That chemical is called bisphenol, BPA, okay? And that chemical is highly hazardous, okay? The longer the water stays in these plastics, the more emission that happen to the water, okay? And if you look at the production of these plastic bottle, from the production state to consumer state, minimum of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months is already in the line before the consumer could get it consumed. Now, the longer the water stays in the plastic, the more emission of this chemical that we're talking about. And if you also look at the distributor channel, most people that help company to distribute this product, they do keep it in front of their office in order to attract customer for sales. And when these plastics that hold on this water have access to sun, which is heat, it makes that chemical to emit more that destroy the water property that's supposed to be beneficial to human body. So many countries of the world actually they ban on plastic storage of water. Like in UK, it's over 20 years they put a ban on it. In some states in US put a ban on it, but in Japan, since 70, they already do away with this. If you also look at the way from the beginning, especially in Nigeria, we're not having plastic bottles rampant in our society before. But it does begin when people start storing water in a nylon, from nylon to pure water, from pure water to plastic. And if you look at the traces of how people are falling sick between that time and now, you notice that diseases are really common in our society. So we need to stop storing our water in this plastic, because this chemical is responsible to disease both in adult and also in children. So the only solution to this is by accepting our wonderful products, okay, called Kangen machine, produced by Enagic company, like I said, since 1974. But before then, there is a research done by a group of Japanese doctors in 50s over spring water. Spring water, we all know that spring water is a rock water. And this water contains actually a property that is not found in the regular water that we consume. And most people that have access to spring water, they usually call it miracle water. That is why you see this group of Japanese doctors collect water from about 5 different countries to check the property content there, and they discover amazing that all mountain water contains same property anywhere in the world. Like in Nigeria, we have I think I know about 2 that I've visited, Enagic waterfall, a Kogosi, where we have the hot and the cold. But you know, in Ekiti State, the governors then, Mr. Fayose, invested in producing water for consumption of the old people, which is called Gosi water. But the storage also destroyed the same water. That is why we have actually checked almost all plastic bottled water in Nigeria. None was able to see what I am about to show you today. Now, when this group of Japanese doctors do the research and they discover that mountain water contains active hydrogen that is not found in regular water, they now look at it that it's not easy for people to leave their house and bustling to go to the mountains to get water. But God gave man brain to do a lot of things, to create cars, to make houses, to do so many technology. They discovered that in the soil, there is this particular rock called titanium rock. Using titanium rock to make a plate and the water go through it, an electric shock on the plate, that will be total separation of positive electron and negative electron. And when they check the positive electron, it contains all the property on the regular water that we are drinking. Now, why the negative charge one? It's the same property that is found in the mante. So that is why they call it Kangen water or Kangen machine, the technology. And since then, in 1974, was the first time that they produced the machine. But then it was a bigger size for hospital to use to help recovery of patients in hospital in Japan, because hospital in Japan, they run under NGO, not under profit-making registration like Nigeria, okay? So it was only supplied to hospital in Japan until 1994. 20 whole year the line, they were only supplying it to hospital in Japan. But in 1994, they produced the domestic model, very compact for home use. And that is when they launched the network. But until 2003, the network like Japan comes to New York. From New York, they were able to distribute to the rest of the world, which Africa is one, which Nigerians spearhead. So we have Enagic office in the month of May. And since then, we'll be running the business in Africa. So Nigeria is going to spearhead distributions of the whole Africa. That is why we need people to take up this business in every other countries in order to help the people in the area. Now, over 25 countries we run businesses, over 42 locations around the world, but Africa only have one spot, which is Nigeria, okay? So let's go for that. So welcome to the world of Enagic. Kange water. Kange is a Japanese word, and it means back to origin, return to origin. If you ever spend a life in the village, you know that life in the village, like when I was in Ekiti, I remember we normally go to Abe Cocoa under the, what do you call it? Cocoa plantation, water streams under the cocoa plantation. You see that it has a lot of rocky under it. And if you fetch that water, it hydrates your body. And because of that movement of that water, there is a lot of electron going in under that water. So when you fetch it, then we usually keep it in a mud pot. It makes the water to refresh. We don't keep it in a fridge. So nothing artificial. That is when you see our great grandfather, they live longer than the way we do. Unlike now that we have destroyed our environment. Okay. So when they produce the Kangen water, it's telling you that return your water consumption back to origin. And that water will help your body to flush acid, to remove any form of oxidative stress in your cell, and also take away acidity out of the body system and slow down aging process. So let's continue. So here is the spots. You can see France, spring water in France, in Mexico, India, in Germany. You see a lot of people queuing up, trying to get the water. Now, they call it miracle water. Look at what we have here. This is the result that happened when they collected the water to take to the lab and check. Even in Saudi Arabia, in Saudi, they call it Samsam water. Now, all mountain water contain same, property, and that property is called active hydrogen. And the leading doctor is called Shiriata. So Shiriata is a Japanese doctor. That was why when they successfully made the technology that replicate the spring water, they call it Kange machine. So this is the genesis. And active hydrogen, it is not found in our regular water. Once it is found in your water, it will contain these three properties. Number one, active antioxidant, anti-aging, and negative ORP. Negative ORP means oxidation reduction potential. It will be negative. Why every water we consume before now, it is positive ORP. So this is the difference between regular water and rock water. And if you also look at it in the Bible, where Moses take the children of Israel to the promised land, he hit the rock, that is the same water. That is not actually regular water. And that is why you see people live longer. So let's continue to see more. Now, Kangen water and also rocky water contain three major properties, which is number one is anti-oxidation, because it contains negative ORP, and that made the water to become antioxidant, anti-aging, because of that minus charge, while every other water, it is oxidation present. Now, we live in a highly oxidation environment. That is why you see we age faster, because oxidation related to aging. For you to know that the oxidation is higher in our environment, when you open a fresh apple, it is fresh. After about 10-15 minutes, it becomes rotten. That to tell you that the oxygen is highly oxidized. Now, another object is called tomato. When a tomato is fresh, a woman used to cook a very wonderful and sweet soup for the healthiness of the family. Once the tomato becomes rotten, that is oxidation present. So in tomato, you will know oxidation. In apple, you will know. But when it comes to water, you cannot know, because water is transparent in nature. Living tissue plus oxidation in water is equal to sickness. That is, if the water you consume on daily basis is oxidation present, then your body begins to build up acid reflux that will lead to sicknesses in your body system. Now, because water is transparent in nature, when water moves from fresh to oxidation present, it doesn't change taste, color, or smell. It remains the same. So the only thing you can use to know oxidation present in water is called ORP meter. ORP meter is called oxidation reduction potential meter. So this meter is actually used by people that do swimming pool business. In swimming pool, you need the oxidation millivolt present in swimming pool to be 1.5 to 2,000 millivolts in the reading, because that will help to destroy any skin disease that won't be able to transfer to any other person when we all go into the pool. But the water we drink should be free from oxidation. Once the reading from the meter is showing negative, that is telling you that the water is free from oxidation. And that will make the water automatic to become antioxidant. And we know that antioxidant destroy free radical. It get rid of a scavenger in our body system and help the cell to be in proper shape in order for the cell to be able to heal the body. Now, if you look at the meter, once we drop into a water and it's showing minus, that is negative charge. And if you look at all the things that we have under it, we have fresh fruit, cod liver oil, and also water from Kangen machine. But Kangen machine will give you 400 and above. But all the fruits, if you punch the fruit with the meter, it will show you below 100 negative. That will tell you that all fruit is antioxidant content. Now, but when it becomes like soft drinks, tap water, and water that is RO, that is chemically induced water, they are all oxidation present. For longer consumption, it will bring what we call aging, will be highly oxidized, which will lead to disease in human body. So I have a video that's going to help us on this. So let's watch this video. Now I have the presence of water here. One, tap water, reverse osmosis water, then mineral water. The Fuji is mineral and the Evian is mineral water. That is chemically induced water. Okay? Then the next one is soft drink. Now, soft drink is a common thing that we all give to our children. Wash what the reading is good. And the last one is Kangen water. Right? So it's going to bring out the meter now for us to check whether the water is rotten, whether the water is fresh, or it is antioxidant content. So the meter is the only thing that can tell you that water rotting as no other thing can show you that. So this is it. Once it is minus, then it is fresh. Once without minus, then it is plus. So you can see there 400, 450 something, the tap water. This is reverse osmosis, 450 mineral water, 430 thereabout. But check the next one, which is sugar. Sugar is giving us 530 something of negative oxidation. But Kangen water is giving us above 500 of negative ORP. And that negative is the electron or oxygen that is found in the water that help the water to penetrate every nook and corner of our body system, that also help the water to regulate our blood system, because our blood is made up of 82% of water. So the regular water cannot penetrate because the structure is too large. But Kangen water is easy to penetrate through your body, less than 30 seconds of consumption, your body will absorb it faster. You can't feel it in your tummy as a regular water. Now, this negative charge is one of the reasons why kangen water stop cancerous cells in human body, because the lack of this oxygen in the human body is called hypoxia. Lack of oxygen in human body, meaning cancerous cells will strive. Cancerous cells will multiply when the negative is not found in our body system as a form of oxygen. Now, when the kangen water supply it, it will starve the cancerous cells to death. That is why you see within a short time, kangen water rescue anyone that have cancer. So the second property is called alkaline. Alkalinity is very popular and common in this part of the world because we all know that in presence of alkalinity, cancerous cells can also not survive it. But let's talk more about alkaline. There are two ways of making alkaline. When you add a baking soda into water, it gives you alkaline. When you add lime into water, it gives you alkaline. Or pour chemical into the water to give you alkaline. Or get a Chinese bottle, pour water and remove water. All that is called induction, induce water. Okay, induce alkaline into a regular water. Now, the problem with induction water is that the molecular structures still remain the same. When you consume it, it will go into your tummy and form a pultrud. For your body to have access to alkalinity content, your kidneys will do breaking it down to smaller molecules. But in the area of the second one, which is called ionization, that is using a machine, a kangen machine, to separate positive electron out, which is the bad water, and give you the negative one. Okay, that negative one, it contains negative charge, which is the ORP, while the second one, it automatically gives you alkaline, which is natural, and your body can consume up to 9.5, which induction you cannot consume up to 8 pH. Okay, because the natural one, it is natural. So, and the molecule structures is very micro, your body will absorb it faster. And to check pH, we need pH tester and pH chart. Under the pH chart starts from 0 to 14. Okay, the middle is 7, which is neutral. That means if you pour the pH tester into the water, and when it gives you green, that is neutral water. That is the level at which all plastic bottles all over the world produce their water to get any government body to certify it. But that plastic will take it back to acid. So anything below 7 is acid, and acid leads to sickness. Anything above 7 is alkaline, and alkaline leads to healthy body. So let's watch the video again to see the live demonstration about how this water can help. Now, the same water that we use ORP the other time, so we have pH tester, potential, hydrogen, anti-aging. So a little drop on each of the water and we change it. The first one is arrow, mineral, which is chemically induced. The last one is kangen water, which is natural. Now, you can see these are not alkaline. Only the induced one that is showing blue, which are both separate, but it is chemically induced. Alright? But if you say you kangen water, this will happen. It will move your body from acid to alkaline. This is the reason why everyone needs to have kangen machine. Now you can see it will move the pH to 9 points. Okay? But watch this guy. The next guy, which is the first drink, you that love taking sugar. Sugar is a killer. Sugar is a thing that will drink that make our body to go sick. Sugar has no value whatsoever to human consumption. A cup of sugar into a healthy body, it will destroy the whole alkalinity content and move it immediately to acid. When people smoke cigarette, we look at them as a serious fellow. But cigarette will only destroy the lungs. But any drinks that contain sugar, it destroys the whole eco body system. The pharma world actually put this into our environment in order to make us sick so that we can patronize the pharma world to make them to make more money. It doesn't have any value. But you agree with me that our body actually needs sugar. That sugar is what your body will find in fruit, in watermelon, in cucumber, and so on and so forth. Okay, the sugar there is called sucrose, which is very better, and our body can easily metabolize it. But sugar content is chemically induced, chemically modified. It is very bad for our body system. So the only water here that is natural, that is alkaline, is Kangen water. Now, there's a research done by a group of German doctor. His name is called Dr. Otto Erik Warburg. He did a research in 1923 and got a physiology Nobel Prize in 1931. In his work, The Metabolism of a Tumor, he demonstrated that all forms of cancer are characterized by two basic conditions, which is acidosis and hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen in human body leads to acidosis. That is why you see acidosis makes cancerous cells to strive, because in the body, in the tissue of acid, cancerous cells multiply and waxing stronger. But once the body is alkaline content, meaning with the oxygen that is moving in the water, will shut down or will destroy cancerous cells. That is why Kangen water will be helping people with cancer within 4 to 5 weeks become zero cancer free. This is not something that we're just claiming, but we have a lot of testimony here in Nigeria, which if you also put your test in Ghana, you also get the same testimony. Deprive a cell 35% of oxygen in 48 hours, the body can become cancerous because of lack of oxygen. So that oxygen lack is one of the reasons why cancerous cells thrive in human body. Now, the third property is called microcluster. Microcluster is talking about small water clusters, which is little for easy absorption. That is molecular structures of the water here we are talking about. Human body is made up of 70 to 75% of water. You can see the ratio of percentage of statistics of water in all the organs in the body, but I like talking about blood a lot, because can you even imagine that your blood is made up of 82% of water? Now, if blood makes 82% of water, then the regular water we are drinking is not penetrating into our body systems, and that is why you see a lot of people are having so many kind of disease in their body, like high BP, like hypertension, like stroke, because the water we are drinking is not getting access to human body, even to the cell, in order to help the platelet to be in free flow. But when they lack electron in water in the blood, you see the platelet begin to form a triglyceride, which has LDL, low dose of lipoprotein, which will cause a pressure back to the heart, because once the arrow narrow down, then the blood will be able to flow because of lack of electron, which is in water. Okay? Now, two things why you need microclusters water. One, to channel nutrient into the body. That's number one reason. Second is to detox waste out of the body system through urinary and through defecation. Now, nutrient to the body, where do you get that from? From the food you consume, from the supplement you drink, and from the fruit that you eat. The water you drink after you consume all that will determine whether your body will be beneficial to those nutrients that you get in those fruits. Also, detoxifications or flushing out waste out of your body. If the water is micro, that is when it can be able to work to detoxify your body. So let's go for that to know more about this. Microcluster is talking about better hydration. It is the only water that hydrates your body simply because it is micro in size, that can eliminate toxins. That is through defecation, through urinary. That is, you see some adult that will say that I only have bowel maybe twice in a week. And you consume, let's say you do morning and evening food, you don't take 3 square meal, but you take 2 square meal a day, and in a week, you consume 14 times, you only have defecation of twice. The remaining waste of the food you consume, where is it? This is what we carry about in form of residues, in form of garbage in our colon that causes a lot of problems because dirt is in the colon. Microcluster water will help to get rid of it. You see your bowel will move naturally. You go to the restroom very often by peeing regularly to get rid of toxins out of your body. Now, regular water is HO in clusters. which is molecule in about 15 to 20 in unit size, which is very, very large. This can only get in, or you can only know this through microscopy. Physical eyes cannot detect the structure of the water. Now, this is what you feel when you drink regular water. Because it is large in clusters, it limits absorption to your body. When you drink regular water, you see your tummy is filled up. Even when your tummy is filled up, your mouth is still continue asking for more of the water, simply because the water you drink, your body is not having access to it because the structure is large. Now, same water, go through Kange water machine. Kange machine will remove positive electron out and give you negative electron, which is the one you drink. Immediately, the micro size of the molecule is already reduced between 5 to 6, which makes the water to penetrate greater and easy absorption to your body. To do this demonstration, I have a tea bag. So let's watch the third video to help us so that we can have more understanding. So we have a tea bag. To make a tea, we normally boil the tea. We boil the water before you can drop the tea in. Now, at boiling stage, the water is already micro. If the water goes out to room temperature and you drop it, now watch this. Kange water is on the other side that is already put out the tea. It is side. While the regular water is still struggling, bringing out the out. The second property of the is when you and regular water destroys the nutrients that's supposed to be a benefit to your body system, because the structure is too large. It's unable to penetrate water. It removes the potency of the nutrients in the food that is consumed. Why can't get water of micro size unit? It will multiply the cell. It will multiply the nutrients in that food. Now, this is more beneficial to your body system. That will tell you that the water is micro in size. So it's easy to penetrate. And when that happens, you will begin to go to the restroom very often, and easily your body will remove all form of acidity, all form of, stress out of your body system, and your body become well. Because most of the problem we have is dehydration problems. That is lack of water in your body, because regular water is not having access to your body. So most of the time, our body is kind of water, water, water. According to Dr. Dave Carpenter, he lists the symptoms of dehydration. You'll be surprised to know that most diseases that we are facing in the world today as a reason why, because the water is not getting access to our body. Most of the time, our body system is crying of water, water, water. So every homes need Kange machine. Here is what I'm presenting to you today. Is not something that is not being approved by professionals. They did not only approve it, they did not only endorse it, they also write the books in order to keep this knowledge to the next generation, so that when you are in a critical condition of health state, it is not the end of life. So the first I'm going to talk about is Dr. Hiromi Shinya, a co-inventor of colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is a procedure where they put camera from your back end to gain access to your internal system. So this man that writes, enzyme factor, is a co-inventor of that procedure. The next is Dave Carpenter. Dave Carpenter is a naturopathy doctor. He writes a book called Change Your Water, Change Your Life. He's an American. Why the last one I'm going to talk about is Bob Wright, director of American Anti-Cancer Institute. He wrote a book called Killing Cancer, Not People, because he held the body of director of American Anti-Cancer Institute that mostly recommended chemotherapy for anyone that have cancer. But this guy discovered amazing in Kange water, and he said, no. That's why I write the book, Killing Cancer, Not the People, because the chemo kill the body, kill the person, than the cancer itself. So let's look at what they say in their book. On killing cancer, not people, he said on chapter 6, he said step 3 of the diet, of the cancer diet, restructures ionizer water could save your life. Next, Bob writes, on chapter 158, he said, I believe the ionizer water is mandatory baseline requirements for those that have cancer. On page 168, he said, if I were looking for electrolysis unit today, I would choose SD501, made by Enagic company, the Rolls Royce of water ionizer, Kangen water, been in business for 30 years, because Bob Wright wrote this book 19 years ago. So Enagic is now 49 years in business. So it's already proved and tested. Next, on page 170, he said, I have no financial interest in Enagic company, nor do I receive any remuneration for my recommendation. Like I said, they do this willingly in order to save the next generation. Next book is Dr. Iromi Shinya, professor of surgery in Abayusin College of Medicine, New York, and chief endoscopy, Bethel Israel Medical Center, New York. He performed over 360,000 of colonoscopy. So he have his pedigree already. Now, in his book of enzyme factor on page 159, he said, Kangen water is alkaline rich water. The pH range between 8 to 9, and it's considered the very best of drinking water because of its incomparable power of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. This is the 3 properties that I've just shared with you. So here is other books that he wrote, and everything is pointing towards Kangen machine, Kangen water. Now, here is a testimony recorded by Dr. Romishinya. This is someone that have inflammation before and after. Now, you can see before, the whole system is blocked with a lot of residues in the colon. Life begins in the colon. Death is in the colon. Now, because inflammation is as a result of too much of acid in the body, because alkaline is not found in our day-to-day consumption of food. So body now needs alkaline. So in our joint, we have what we call cartilage. Cartilage is 100% alkaline. So when body is not found in our regular consumption of food, body will go to the joint and begin to draw the alkaline content in the cartilage, and that cause what we call inflammation. That is arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis. So 3 months of consuming Kangen water because of high alkaline content and also flushing, detoxification of all the acid reflux in the body systems, you see the result within 3 months is amazing. Here is someone that have breast cancer and chronic constipation. Okay, this because of the toxic effect of Kangen water of 9.5, you can see the result in 3 months. The result is amazing. So here is someone with cancer, but is already running through chemo. You know, chemo kill the body, kill the cells, both the good and the bad. It destroys everything. That's why anybody that is on chemo, they lose their hair within a short time, and energy is gone. Sleeping becomes a lot of problems. The heart pump at a very high rate. So in 3 months of drinking Kangen water, because of all the liveness we have in Kangen water, it helps all the cells to rejuvenate back, and it brings back their liveness into the body. And that's why we have gotten a lot of testimony. This is our first testimony in the world of Kangen in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, this is one of our first breakthrough that also make this business to be on a high rise in Nigeria today, which you can also go on Google and get a lot of testimony in US, in Canada, and so many countries of the world. Now, this lady, she had cancer, and stage 4 cancer in 2020 was discovered. 2021, they placed her on 6 doses of chemo. By May last year, 2022, it already finished, 2nd week of May. In the month of August, her friend told her about Kangen water, which called her to tell her that there's a miracle water in Maryland. And since she's looking for miracle, after the chemo, she has finished chemo, yet her body is not responding. Healing is a lot of problems. Eating is a lot of problems. Sleeping is a lot of problems. No energy, nothing. So she came that day, and 2 people were into the office. And what we are seeing here is 5 weeks after. 5 weeks after, because when he came, we gave her 11.5 and begin to feed her with 9.5. less than 40 minutes consumption of kange water, this woman begin to going to the restroom, peeing and defecation at the same time. Now, that is the first testimony she got. The body begin to flush out all the toxins out of her body system. Okay. And something happened that day. She got home around 6 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, she already slept on. Okay. And she slept on the next day, 9 a.m. in the morning, because this water relaxes the nerves. It makes her to sleep. Something that she has not experienced for the past 1.5 years since she started taking chemo. Now, the third picture is the 9 months after. What we are seeing is miracle. It can only happen with God and with kange. Now, Level Look SC501 produce 5 different types of water. I only finished discussion about the first water. The next water is clean water, which is 7.0, neutral, clean water. You can use to take your doctor medication. You can't use kange to take your doctor medication. Rather, you use clean water. So if you have your kange there, please, let's share. So clean water is what you can use to take your medication. You can't use kange to take your medication. Only you can use to take your supplement. Is the best for supplement. Is the best when you are eating. Is the best when the regular water you can take. But for taking medication, you use neutral water. Okay? Don't use kange water because of the absorption rate. It might lead to overdose in your body system. So you use what? Neutral water or regular water. If you don't have the machine, use your regular water, because doctor recommend the drugs for you based on regular water. So it is not advisable to use kange to take your medication. You give 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after the drugs, then you resume your water back. Now, if you also have baby in the house, neutral water is the best. Clean water is the best for babies. A day-old baby. In fact, regularly now, you see, doctor tell antenatal mother not to give water to babies, because they know that regular water now, it makes those babies to have what we call constipation. But when we're small, I remember they used to use this spoon to feed babies, but now it's no longer, because we've practically destroyed our environment. So most water we are consuming are all acid-based water. So with neutral, you can feed a day-old baby without any issue. The next water is beauty water. Now, beauty water comes as a waste product of 9.5 or kange water. As we are collecting kange water, the barcode, which is positive electron water, is beauty water. It's the best water for your skin. Your skin will absorb it as fast as possible. Okay, I've been bathing with this water since last year. Okay, I can't imagine how many times. I also pour it in a bottle to spray as a toner. It helps wrinkles. It destroys all kind of wrinkles in your face and makes your skin to become moisturized and nourished it and keep all the skin close. Like if there's an elasticity, like a form of a strength mark, all that will close, because as you are drinking, the 9.5 will take beauty of the external body. The next water is 11.5, which it is not recommended for personal drink, but only if you have serious health challenge. That is when you can drink 11.5. A little dose of 11.5 will help your fast recovery. Okay, but only small, only very, very small you can take. Now, what do you not do with 11.5? If you have your kange machine in your home, all your fruits, your vegetables, your rice, your beans, that chemicals is already induction there. Like farmer use oil-based chemical to filter to the farm. When the reason for that is farmer knows that oil and water don't mix. That is why they use oil-based chemical to filter to the farm. The reason is so that when rain fall on the farm, the chemical will not be washed up. You can still help them to send away those ants or whatever, in order to help them to have productivities. But when they go back to harvest, the chemical are not being removed, so they bring it to the market and we bring them home. Some other will use salt and vinegar in order to help, but this is not helping. By the time you have kange machine in your home, see how 11.5, when you click strong kange water on the machine, how it will help you to get rid of all the pesticide and herbicide. Watch this. This is the sesame oil. Okay, we have sesame oil, we also have tap water and 11.5 water. Now, remember, oil and water don't mix. Tap water cannot be oil, rather, the oil will stay afloat. It doesn't have the power to move back. But 11.5, because of micro capability of 11.5, it will emulsify, it will break both the oil and the water, that the oil will not be able to separate from the water anymore. That is the power of emulsification. The same thing will also come to the farm, to your beans, your rice, your turkey, everything you're cooking in your kitchen, so that this water 11.5 can help you to get rid of all those chemicals, so that you and your family can be in good health. So, tap water can only remove dust from your beans, from your rice. Are you also aware that some people use the sniper now to preserve beans? That's why beans now don't have weevils. But wash it, tap water can only remove the dust. But the chemical that farmer has sprayed to the farm that is already within the fruit, within the rice, within the beans, what the result? Less than 1 minute, the result will wow you. This is not tea. This is pesticide. This is herbicide. All the chemical that farmer has sprayed, less than 1 minute, 11.5 from Kange machine was able to get rid of it, so that you can eat organic fruit. Look and see the results. The one on the left side is the one that 11.5 get rid, while the white one is for the regular water, which the chemicals is not really removed. Now, if it is not safe to breathe, how can it safe to eat? Because the guy protects himself and is spraying the deadly chemical. If the chemical, if it is water, it doesn't need to cover himself, but because this is highly hazardous. So let's go for that. I just finished only the first and the fourth water, but the last water is called 2.5. Now, you can only get 2.5 when you click strong Kangen water, which will come out from the front. The back end of the hose coming out from the machine will dispense the sanitary water. As a matter of fact, 2.5, which is the waste of 11.5, is the reason why they use Kangen machine in hospital in Japan. It's one of the reasons to sterilize equipment. 2.5 will destroy germs, 99.9% of germs, and is the best hand sanitizer. You sanitize that it will not affect your skin, will not make your skin to become hard like the regular alcoholic one. Okay, this is the best, and also is also very good in helping, for example, your skin or destroy germs around. You can use to mop your floor. You can use to clean your glass or anything. Now, it's also very good to help to heal any wound in your skin. Maybe you have a cut and blood is gushing. You can spray 2.5 there, okay? Or you have a wound, unhealed wound, maybe as a result of diabetes. You can begin to spray 2.5. It will help the healing faster. As you are drinking 9.5, the outer body, you spray 2.5 and you get the amazing result. Okay, to sterilize your spoon and your knife in the kitchen, 2.5 is the best. Okay, here is it on also on the skin. Maybe after you bath, after you have, you have some, dandruff or eczema or psoriasis, any form of skin disease is a very fantastic to help in those areas. This is 2 weeks on someone that have eczema. This psoriasis before and after. Here's another person that have psoriasis for 15 years in Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia, but less than 60 days of spraying 2.5 and drinking 9.5. 9.5 will take care of the internal body, while the external body will be taken care of by 2.5. Now, this is a lady from Singapore. This lady carries psoriasis for donkey years, but less than 2 months, the result of 2.5 and also 9.5 from the internal body is amazing. Now, a lot of recognitions and a lot of certificates from so many countries onto Kangen machine and also the factory. Here is 3 certificates that I usually like talking about. Ministry of Health certified Kangen machine as a medical device. Japan Ministry of Health, as a result of over 6,000 Japan doctors run through level look SA501 and give a report back to Ministry of Health, and they have no choice than to give a medical certification. Now, International Standard Organization also give 13,485. The same certification given to medical equipment around the world. Now, to certify that what Ministry of Health did is the best thing, so that too confirm Kangen machine as a medical device. In 2002, 2003, when the network entered New York, United States of America give a Water Quality Association of United States of America give a gold seal on Kangen machine. Every machine that you see a gold seal on the body. Now, here is Kangen machine produce 5 different types of water. Level look SA501 is a medical device, is not a purifier machine, is not alkaline machine, rather call it Kangen machine or medical device. Here is a factory in Lusaka, Japan, where this wonderful technology is coming out. Since 1974, they've been distributing around the world. Now, do you see value in this machine? If you see value, please kindly go to the chat box and type 777. 777 is the number of what we are using tonight to show that we are seeing value, we are seeing great value, and you can also see, you can have, you see understanding in what I'm presenting, and you're appreciating what I'm presenting. Go to your chat box and type 777. I'm not seeing Mr. Victor is not in the house. So please, thank you for that. Oh, Abibola, oh, you are there, sir. I can see you. Okay, it's only showing infinity. So your stem is infinity. Thank you, sir, for this. Mr. Ethan for the 777. All right. Now, you can see that Kangen machine is the best gift you can give to your family. Actually, it's the best gift. Level look SA501 is a medical device. It's not a water purifier. It's not alkaline machine. It's not alkaline water. It is called alkaline, it is called Kangen water. Okay? Now, flashing model of 7 solid titanium platinum plates. That is the mechanism that work inside the machine that help the ionization. Now, the value of Kangen machine today, okay, is 3,480 euro. In Naira, if you are buying in Nigeria, it's 3,000. No, the euro price, this is not correct, is 3,741 euro. Okay, that's the current price. While in Naira is 3,553,100 Naira. With 3.553,950, you can have access to your machine. Just carry it out in Nigeria, then we can send your machine down to you in Ghana. Now, level look SA501 has 7 plates, and that is the price. While the SZIF Junior is 2,962,100 Naira. The old price is no longer available. So presently, Junior contains 4 plates, and the price is 2,962,000. 962,100 Naira. That is the actual price. Once you pay for that, then you can have your machine. Durability, Kangen come with 5-year warranty, and durability 25 years, calculation based on 15 years. What I mean is the durability minimum of last span is 25 years, but we try to do a kind of calculation. If you invest 3.3 million, 3.5 million Naira today, and that's the end of you spending any money on water. Meaning, you no longer buy Simway, you no longer spend money on plastic bottle, you drink your water directly from Kangen machine. We also have a lot of water bag that we use in distribution. Water bag is BPA free, unlike the plastic that contain BPA present. All right. So we have all that you can use in distribution. So when you order for your machine, you can also order for the water bags, which can help your distribution so that the water can be healthy for anybody that is actually taking it. Now, what we do is that in 15 years, if you look at what you are spending on daily basis on water, averagely in Nigeria, a family spend minimum of 1,500 to 2,000 on daily basis to drink water alone. But if you invest 3.5 million Naira, okay, in 15 years, every day we divide it, you'll be spending only 500 naira on daily basis. Why the water will do all this in your body, and at the same time, you no longer spend any money. So if you look at what you spend in the next 15 years, if you don't buy Kangen water, machine, you will have spent times 3 or times 4 or what you spend when you put the money in one time and acquire this machine. And if you also look at the health aspect benefit, you can't quantify it. I'm telling you, you can't quantify it. It is a premium product. It is a medical device. So I do say something that if, because we love our family so much, now we normally buy house or we build a house for them or we buy a good car for them. But is it something that we just do in a tip of our bag, or a fingerprint? No, we usually put a budget to acquire it. So if this one is also something that we know the family also need, then we can also put a budget towards acquiring this as a part of what the family need. Because if you put 100 million naira today to buy a very powerful car, in the next 5 years, that Jeep is no longer a Jeep. If in 25 years, that motor or that SUV, you are no longer driving a motor. In fact, you are no longer considered as one of the person that ride in a Jeep in 25 years because the value will have deteriorated. But the investment or positive investment that you are putting into a Kangen machine in 25 years, sir, you are just starting to use the machine, because the first one that was made in 1994 in the house of Mr. Oshiro, he still produced the same quality of water that he produced in 29 years ago. So it is a positive investment. So number one, only medical grade water machine, no other in the world. ISO 13485 medical standard, only machine that can produce 11.5, no other machine does that in the world. 5 years warranty, 25 years minimum last span use. Minimum last span use. One of a kind patented cleaning system. That is, the machine has an auto cleaning system. This is a thing that the machine will just say cleaning. Once you say cleaning, you don't drink, you don't fetch, just allow the water to flow through the machine. The machine which is doing what we call auto servicing. So this is part of the thing they put into this machine. Japan, they don't do anything less quality. So this machine is thing that will serve you, is the only one, according to Mr. Oshiro, he said this is the only one that you're going to use for your entire life. Now, this is my presentation that I have for you in Kangen. So if you have any question, please, I want you to click the box, unmute yourself, and ask your question. Here is account details. You can actually transfer the money if you know you are ready now, or you screenshot it so that you can keep it.